Levels.
Levels.
Hey, how you doing?
Hold on.
What?
Well, I want to make sure that I'm on with the right person and not the imposter who messaged Lisa this morning.
Okay. Ask me something that only the real Dwayne Johnson would know.
Okay. All right. Let me think. Got it. What's it really like to work with Vin Diesel?
Really?
Yep. Couldn't resist.
Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, a weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Prinz, where failure is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, pretty good. How are you?
You know, just enjoying the waning hours of 2021 and looking back fondly on the year that was. Never mind.
I capped off my year by my Instagram getting spoofed this morning. Really? And Lisa was one of the first people to notice and messaged me, "Hey." Yeah, crap.
And clearly they were trying to do a really good job of spoofing you, because I believe the message Lisa got was, "How you doing?" So
Thanks, Joey. Yes.
yeah. New Graham, who dis?
Well, they took my Facebook profile photo was the picture of you and me standing in front of the Dowling Band bus. They took that photo,
yes,
and used it to start a new Instagram account.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't you? That's a smart looking photo, is what that is.
I'm still trying to figure out why anybody would want to be me. I know my life. Just saying.
Dear spoofer, you want it. Here's a list of things you need to get done by the end of the week. In for a penny, in for a pound.
You don't just get the magical Instagram side of me. You get it all, brother.
You got a Waukee JV game Monday at 3. Watch out, they bite.
That's too close. If they're going to take my life, I would prefer that they also take the 2-hour road trip to Molten Udell. So that's...
Thanks for spoofing my account. Here's a map to Algona. You're going to need it.
Or Eagle Grove, which we'll get to later. Yeah. I have actually reffed games in Eagle Grove.
But not with a wig on.
No. That wouldn't be allowed.
No.
That'd be bad.
But we'll get to that.
So let's dive in. Let's dive into feedback. People are busy, holidays going on, not a lot of feedback and follow-up. Well, more follow-up here, but not really. Amy has started to get caught up. She has offered her blender to you for your new series, How Did It Blend?
Ooh, cool. That'd be awesome. Okay, so here's the question. Is she sending me the blender, or am I just sending her the stuff to blend and you guys will video it?
I don't know. She didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just logistics, right? I got to figure that out, right? Oh, you know what? I don't know how many things I'm going to come up with to blend, but I do know what the final episode of the first season is. It's taking the blender and then putting that into a different blender, right? Like that's...
It's kind of a hat on a hat, but sure, why not?
At which point, yeah, how will the blend, and then it just falls in on itself. Yeah.
Okay, so we also had some feedback from Toddler Negative 18.
Hey, sir.
The underwear mask.
Yes.
His stay was brief. I'm glad you kept it classy and didn't add, He left skid marks as security dragged him out. Also, she thought my delayed spit take was awesome, and it's absolutely why we need to record and post the video of these podcast sessions. Look, hey, that's it. Did you have any feedback? Did you get anything? Because I don't have anything else. That was it.
No, we were let's see. We were listening to that. We were listening to the last episode yesterday, I believe. And there were some laughs and some snickers, and then I thought, is that our show? Oh, no, it is. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I think we're good. How about
let's see.
looks like you've got some follow-up.
So do you remember earlier in the year, week 4, October 3rd, the Baltimore Ravens were in the midst of picking up their third straight victory, leading the Broncos 23-7, and late in the game, they needed to rush for an extra 2 yards in order to keep some oddball streak going. Do you remember this?
Yeah. So instead of just taking a knee, they kept running because they wanted a streak of that nobody really paid attention to until that time. Yes. So yes, there was a little bit of consternation about them continuing to essentially almost try to run up the score while the game was already in hand. It was bad. People were like, that's a bad look for Baltimore. But and the coach basically said, hey, look, you know what? We're going for this record. We're going to keep playing. Yeah. Why do you bring that up now?
Because this week, while the Ravens were in the middle of getting their brains beat in by the Bengals, on 3rd and 4, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow scrambles out of the pocket and hits Joe Mixon down the right sideline for a 52-yard gain in a blowout win. But it meant that Burrow got 525 passing yards on the day, good for the 4th most in single-game NFL history. At which point, after the game, Harbaugh was visibly upset that somebody did to him what he had done to someone earlier in the year.
Hey. That's my move. When we do it, it's for a good reason. When you do it, it's because you're a jerk.
And the tweet that I read said, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, is it, John? There are times, most of the time Twitter is a dumpster fire, but some days.
Just occasionally, every now and then. Yeah.
So there was that. Well, we talked about you blending. We talked about you blending your tiles.
Yes.
And then I got actually today in my news feed an article from the New York Times. And the headline was, are Apple AirTags being used to track people and steal cars? And the answer to the former is yes, but there are only about 1,000 other things out there doing the exact same thing. And the answer to the latter is what? So I read through the entire article in preparation for this as both follow-up and Tech Corner, going, as far as I can tell, Apple has more safeguards with their trackers than anybody else. And they asked Tile about the same thing, and Tile said, yeah, we're working on it. Don't worry your pretty little head about it. I may have been paraphrasing there. Not sure.
That sounds like corporate PR speak.
But I thought that was interesting, particularly the phrasing of the headline, mostly to gather clicks. But one of the examples was a mom who put an AirTag on her daughter's car.
Yes.
And then her daughter realized that she was being tracked, and then her mom finally fessed up. But your iPhone lets you know if there's a tag that's not yours that's been in your vicinity for an inordinate amount of time.
Yeah. So interestingly, in that one, right, in that case, because I had also seen this article, the person who was being secretly tracked was notified that they were being secretly tracked, which actually tends to then say, wait, it's hard to secretly track you with this system. Like, how did you find out that you were being secretly tracked? My phone told me.
Well, her iPhone told her,
Yes.
and if she had an Android, she wouldn't know about it, except Apple has released an app that allows you to scan for AirTags, but you have to be proactive in doing it. It doesn't passively scan
Right.
for AirTags and notify you. So, I mean, if
Now,
you're worried about it,
well,
I didn't find anywhere in the article, unless I fell asleep while reading it, which I've been known to do, which said somebody was using it to steal cars.
so a couple things. Just so number one, as you've pointed out, weird headline. The headline does fall within what is known as Betteridge's Law of Headlines. I don't know if you've heard about this. This was coined in 2009. Basically, it states, quote, any headline that ends in a question mark can be answered by the word no. It actually applies a lot more than you realize. Are they being used? No. That's a lot of paragraphs. The interesting piece in this, however, is a couple things. So there are some weird reports. There's a report, not weird. There's a report out of Canada that somebody was attaching these to high-end cars and then figuring out where the people live and then going and stealing the cars from their garage. I'm not sure if you saw, like, if you see a car in a parking lot, your thought is, I'm going to put a tracker on it so then I know where it goes so I can steal it from their home versus why don't you just steal it from the parking lot? Whatever, that's fine. However, in the one that about the mother, this is interesting though. The mother says, quote, I was nervous about Mary being out and not being able to find her. Now, I'm going to throw this out just real quick. Her daughter, Mary, has an iPhone. Okay. She has an iPhone. You can turn on Find My, and she can grant you don't need a tracker on the car because you can turn on, just let me know where you are. And fine. This is the thing though. The mother said she hadn't intended to keep the knowledge of the AirTag from her daughter, quote, but if I knew she would have been notified, I probably would have told her. I didn't mean to secretly track her, but had I known that I was going to be ratted out by Apple, I would have told her.
I think we may have found our first idiot of the week.
There's another one in the same story about a person who rented a vehicle from a car sharing service called Turbo last month and then received a notification that an unknown AirTag near her was near her. And so she went to a friend's parking garage and she searched the outside of the car for an hour before its owner notified her that he had placed a device inside the vehicle. So, yes, the owner of the car had put an AirTag on it, and the person who was driving it then was notified. Again, it kind of points out secret tracking. If you have an iPhone, it does work. Here's the thing. It works so well that every time I pick up Lisa's keys that have an AirTag on them and I go to drive her car, my phone keeps, hey, you're being tracked. Hey, you're being, hey, you're being, they make noise. The AirTag's making noise. So I can't, like,
yes.
Apple, can I just say that I'm good with this? This one's fine. Anyway, so there you go. Yeah.
Rabbit holes, inside rabbit holes, inside rabbit holes.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking at our notes to figure out where we got down that one. Oh, by the way, last bit of follow up. As we record, it is December 31st. And I put on here, pour one out for the NBC Sports Network that shuts down today. I got a nice email from NBC Sports reminding me that all of my favorite sporting events will no longer be seen on the NBC Sports Network. It will now be seen on the USA Network. Sure. However, I did check. All those people that we were worried were going to lose their jobs who write the headlines and pick whatever, the NBC Sports website's still up and running. So they're all fine. Yeah.
Oh.
It's just, as a matter of fact, near as I can tell, everybody who worked for NBC Sports is now doing the exact same job. They just take off the NBC Sports blazer and put on the USA Network blazer. Guess it for reasons. I don't know. Anyway.
Is this the same old USA Network that used to play Wings 24/7 on repeat?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that one. Now it has Wings, Law and Order, and all the sports that don't fit on Peacock, I guess. I don't.
Good on you, NBC Sports. We will continue to make fun of both you and Yahoo Sports, who can't seem to get their job done.
Yes. All right, let's see what do we have here. Tech Corner. Oh, hey, I wonder where this topic came from. The difference between spoofing and hacking.
So I got several messages this morning. Hey, you've been hacked. And I'm like, technically, no.
Nope.
My accounts were not compromised.
Any more so than they already were.
Right. Yes. I mean,
read the terms of service.
Absolutely fair. And I was spoofed where someone took my name, image, and likeness.
How much did they pay you for that? I mean, I hear that's going for a lot.
Sadly, not near as much as it's worth. Wait, what? No. No, they paid me about exactly what it's worth because they paid me nothing. That's where the joke is. I was waiting for it.
There you
Couldn't
go.
get there quick enough.
Yeah.
So they took my profile picture from Instagram, created a new Instagram account. That's spoofing, not hacking. My accounts were still perfectly fine. Though I did take the extra step to go in and change all of my passwords for all Meta-related websites.
Yeah. So there you go. It's, were you hacked? Nope. Spoofed?
Nope.
Were you fished?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Catfished?
No.
Why can't we just use real words?
Right. So there's that. What do you got on here?
Yeah, so this is kind of follow up, but one of the things we talk about on Tech Corner a lot is we point out with accounts and services and Facebook and social media, they harvest your data, right? And build profiles of you. And some people don't care. They're like, well, what do I care, right? This story came through in the Wall Street Journal, and I was like, oh, this is just getting bad now. So one of the companies, there is a company who is going out and they're buying data from social media platforms to construct profiles of you that then they sell to companies so that they can target their message, right? A lot of people do that. Like Facebook, that's how Facebook makes money. That's how Google makes money. They're advertising companies that happen to run tech platforms, right? And lots of other companies do this. But this company caught my attention, not because that's what they're doing, but because who their customers are. So this company is called Gloo, Gloo. And they're buying up all of this stuff, and they are trying to figure out. However, their customer base that they're going after, their customers are churches. And according to the company, more than 30,000 churches nationwide have signed up to this service to get leads. The leads are weak? You're weak. Sorry. So they are buying leads from this company who goes through social media profiles and finds people for churches, we'll call it outreach, or to do targeted advertising towards. There's free and premium users, and the average church pays $1,500 a year of this. And by the way, 30,000 churches equals about 10% of all U.S. churches. Now, what would they be looking for? Here's what this company searches for. People facing, nope, it's not money. That comes later.
The answer to all of your questions isn't money. They're not looking to increase their parishes so they can increase donations.
Yes, but what they're looking for before that is you got to get them in the door. And this is the part that it just makes me this is the part where I go, this does not feel right. None of this feels right. And none of it feels right that churches are doing this. People facing personal crises are most likely to be open to outreach efforts. So the company has said in marketing materials that it can predict the characteristics of people who might have a marriage in trouble, be suffering from depression or anxiety, or have a propensity for drug addiction based on data analytics. It then incorporates thousands of data points from third-party providers, as well as data it collects through the churches it works with. After the Wall Street Journal started reporting on the company, Glue said it was no longer using mental health data and has changed some of its earlier practices. However, mostly it puts together web pages. It tries to find people who are suffering from grief or marital distress or things like that to sell to churches to say, this person is struggling. You should probably go ahead and reach out to them. They're probably open to your message now.
Is the word I'm looking for proselytizing?
You can't do that in Eagle Grove either. Oh, sorry. That's a different thing. Never mind.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Proselytizing. Really, really fancy, data intensive, creepy proselytizing.
Yeah. Westside Family Church, non-denominational Christian church near Kansas City, Kansas, has used Glue to try to reach people dealing with financial problems as well as those struggling in the pandemic through online ads. The church is committed to going out at whatever cost to find the one lost sheep that needs help, said the pastor. This is the part that, again, no judgment here, but here's this part. There's a lot of people who are in pain and isolated, said the minister. Quote, if you don't come to the church will come to you. Oh,
I watched the new Matrix movie this week. I don't know why those two things jumped into my head together at the same. Never mind.
Anyway, there you go. If you start, what I would say is anybody, if you're on your online platforms, if you suddenly start seeing online ads from churches, Glue probably thinks that you're having a rough time of it and has sold your name to churches so that they can make money so that the church can reach out to you. So
I'm getting all these ads on my feed for blenders.
Oh yeah, no, those are good.
And I know why.
Yeah.
But just try to use your powers for good, would you? Okay, where were we?
I think we're ready to move on to main topics.
Okay. So, item 1. We texted about this a little earlier in the week. Cracks me up. Dateline, Eagle Grove, Iowa. And this is from the KCCI, which is News Channel 8 here in Des Moines, the CBS station. Controversy over Eagle Grove drag queen show turns into legal battle. Now, this is Eagle Grove. We know Eagle Grove. We've been to Eagle Grove.
Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah.
Small north central Iowa farming community.
Admittedly, when you read the headline out loud like that, and the context that you just said, drag show in Eagle Grove sparks legal debate. Yep, that tracks.
Yeah, par for the course. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see any other way how this could turn out different.
So apparently, the wording in the adult entertainment, and I'm using air quotes there, the adult entertainment section of the city code,
which you sent me so that we could both read.
Too much time on my hands. The says part of part of an act that could qualify entertainment as adult entertainment would be male or female impersonators. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's absolutely sexual in nature that belongs in adult entertainment. But and I messaged with a city attorney friend of mine.
We've done more homework on this topic than anything else on the show.
And he said, that's really, really ridiculous. And I said, yep, sounds like this person who's trying to do the enforcement doesn't understand drag. And he said, nope.
You know what? Okay. So you sent me the code.
Mm-hmm.
I just pulled it up again here because this is just to your point. So this all falls under adult entertainment business, which again, I don't think that drag shows actually fall under that. However, I think I found a loophole already that somebody would be really unhappy. But you know what? Once you start going lawyer on people, you pick the rules, we'll play by them. Okay. So according to this, definition of adult entertainment business includes the following, quote, adult amusement or entertainment, unquote. Well, there's your bar. Anyway, sorry. Okay. So according to the code, it means amusement or entertainment, which is distinguished or characterized by an emphasis on acts or material depicting, describing, or related to sex acts or specified anatomical areas, including, it's but not limited to, damn it, topless or bottomless dancers, exotic dancers. So would that be like a dancer from Webster City? Would that be like not allowed? Pretty exotic there in Eagle Grove. Strippers.
Yeah. Clarion. But okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, ooh. Got somebody in from Dubuque. Oh, not here you don't. We have standards. Exotic dancers, strippers.
Standards and practices. Wait, we have actual standards and practices?
I love
Who knew?
Male or female impersonators or similar entertainment.
So my question is it illegal to impersonate someone specifically or just to impersonate a female in general?
Well, right, because the way this is male or female impersonators. So, I mean, I'm thinking if the bar had, okay, this is going to really date us. This is the best one I can come up with. Could Rich Little perform in town? I mean, he's a male impersonator. I mean, he's a male, and he does impressions. Therefore, you know what? Sorry, Rich, can't go to Eagle Grove. This is not going the way you thought it would. That's fine. You're like, what, Todd? We talked about this.
These queens aren't trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes.
No. As I've talked about with Lisa multiple times, I think we've talked about, right? There's drag queens and there's female impersonators, and sometimes female impersonators appear on RuPaul's Drag Race, and they generally don't do very well because it's not a female impersonation show; it's a drag show, and they're not trying to. I mean, some of them are. Some of them are like, "Wow, they look incredible," and some of them are like, that don't look right." I mean, it's funny. Yeah.
Just watching for the train wreck.
Yeah. Now, here's the other thing. This does also fall under adult amusement and entertainment, which I think I texted you, which says that's not allowed. No entertainment or amusement is allowed in Eagle Grove in downtown. Nobody shall have any fun. Wait.
I've reffed basketball games up there. I can guarantee you anybody sitting in the stands watching them play over the last 3 years has not been having any fun.
Well,
trust me. They're definitely within the law. Just saying.
Apparently, if it was just a bad drag show that it was not amusing or entertaining, it would not fall afoul of said ones. I do think that this code probably needs to be updated in general because one of the other definitions they have is adult motion picture arcade. Sure.
Question. If Tyler Perry came to Eagle Grove and wanted to do a stand-up act,
Nope. Well, not as Medea.
okay. Just asking. Just asking questions. That's all we do around here. We ask questions. Very rarely, as anybody who's listened to the previous 95 episodes would know, very rarely do we solve problems. No, that's not true. We solved Jesse's problem once. We've solved one problem in 95 tries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So I find this interesting. It's like all of these adult entertainment businesses are not, and it's a business to be established. Again, I mean, I'm not a lawyer here, but they're not establishing a business. They're just putting on a show, which anyway, but it shall not be established in any district zone for residential use or within 1,000 feet of another business, school, church, public park, daycare center, nursery school, or any type of dwelling. So it can't be 1,000 feet near a building. In Eagle Grove, I don't like. It's not that big a town. You draw 1,000 feet, 1,000 feet this way and 1,000 feet this way. You've pretty much covered the town.
Well, the mayor said that we felt like the male or female impersonators' language was insensitive and antiquated. So our code of ordinance is in the process of being updated to remove that language. However, the spirit of the code still remains regarding adult entertainment. But again, and I can't stress this enough, this is drag.
Yeah.
Oh, Eagle Grove.
What are you gonna do? You know what? Here's the thing, though. If rural Iowa is now fighting over drag shows, that is a form of progress. Yeah. If anyone in our audience is looking for something to do tomorrow on January 1st or yesterday, depending on when this got released, if anybody goes to the show, let us know how it was. Yeah. Okay. I also have on here. So we're smack dab in the middle of bowl season, right? There's bowl games today. There's bowl games tomorrow. Like there's bowl games being canceled left and right. It's a beautiful time of the year. So I thought last week we talked about some bowl games, and I thought I would come up with I'd like to quiz you on some other bowl adjacent bowl items, because I just think this is, it's a good way to ask you questions that you can't possibly know the answers to.
Okay. I have my winter bell ready.
All right, here we go. I'm going to start off with, I think you did read some of these off last week, however. I was like, oh, you're stealing my bit, but that's fine. So we're going to start off with an easy one. Which late night talk show host owns the naming rights to a bowl game?
Jimmy Kimmel.
For bonus points, this is the part that makes no sense, however. For bonus points, who is the presenting sponsor of that bowl game?
Of the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl?
Yes. Because he owns the naming rights, but he's not the sponsor.
I got no clue.
That would be the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stifle.
Do they make floor cleaning things?
You know what? I didn't even want to click on the link. I didn't even, that's...
Why have that in your search history? Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't need that. Speaking of stuff you don't need in your search history, this year, people were snickering. The Cure Bowl has a new sponsor. Do you know the sponsor of the Cure Bowl?
Is it sponsored by The Clash?
Oh, so close. So close. It is sponsored by Tail Greeter.
Speaking of strip clubs in Eagle City. Oh, no.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the Tail Greeter Cure Bowl. Coastal Carolina defeated Northern Illinois. For bonus points, what the hell is Tail Greeter?
I'm betting even the head coaches of both teams couldn't identify that.
Hey, at the end of the bowl game, are you gonna be dumping tail all over my head? Just want to know. So I actually looked it up. I did do the search. I did put it on private browsing because who the hell knows what's going to happen. Tail Greeter seems to be a service / app that connecting you with the best tailgates at every game. So you can browse tailgating opportunities at games. You can browse all of them. Then you can book them and pay for them. So for instance, hey, here's one that's interesting for you. On Sunday, you can Soldier Field South Lot tailgate starting at 8 a.m. before the Bears versus Giants game. It's $100 a person.
Does not include your ticket to the game.
No, but it shows a camping van. So I don't know if you get the van. Anyway. Oh, it's hosted by Michael. Yes. It's like the car rental service. Vehicles at tailgates. Anyway.
So you want somebody else to pay for your tailgate? Throw it on up here.
Sure. Wait, dude, are you not going to the tailgate for the Bears versus Giants on January 2nd in Chicago? Are you insane? They're not very good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You think? Can't even. I tried to give these tickets to Nagy's family and they wouldn't even take it. Okay. Next question. What breakfast cereal mascot is the sponsor of a bowl game? Not the breakfast cereal, the breakfast cereal mascot.
That would be Tony the Tiger.
And do you know which game he is sponsoring?
No clue.
That would be it's the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. So there you go.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah. Because Tony the Tiger.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be the Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes Bowl?
The one that makes the most sense, though, but they'd have to spend more cash, is Tony the Tiger Sugar Bowl.
Yes.
That's on brand. Although really that's Sugar Bowl is what that is then, right? Like it's just, yeah. Okay, let's try another one here. A team that you follow is going to, I believe, the Citrus Bowl. Who is sponsoring the Citrus Bowl?
I believe Verbo is in there, but I don't know if it's the Verbo Citrus Bowl or it's the something else Citrus Bowl presented by Verbo.
It is the Verbo Citrus Bowl.
We should do this quiz more often. I'm doing much better here than I normally do.
Oh, that's because I'm taking pity on you, because the first round of questions I had, they were not good. They were not good. I mean, they were hilarious, but they were not good for you at all. Because nobody should know any of this crap. Let's see. Oh, and then this one. This starts explaining a lot. Here are 17 bowl games. I'm gonna throw out some of them here. Armed Forces Bowl, Birmingham Bowl, Bahamas Bowl, Boca Raton Bowl, the Camellia Bowl, Celebration Bowl, Cure Bowl, famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Fenway Bowl, Frisco Bowl, Hawaii Bowl, Las Vegas Bowl, Myrtle Beach Bowl, New Mexico Bowl, and the Texas Bowl. What do all of those have in common?
Trying to come up with something funny. Did they all include at least one team that had a losing record this year?
Crap. Now I got to go look that up, because that might actually be accurate too. What I will tell you is all 17 of those bowls, as of last year anyway, all 17 of them are owned by the same company.
Really?
Yes. And do you want to guess which company would need to own 17 separate bowl games, most of which you've never heard of?
Instagram?
Nope.
Is this owned by Google? Am I on the right track? Are they owned by Google?
Close. Who benefits from having all of these ridiculous bowl games?
They're owned by ESPN.
Yes. You nailed it. ESPN owns and starts bowl games. Yes. They start their own bowl games and invite their own teams to the bowl games so that they have something to put on the air of ESPN. Worldwide leader in something. Conflict of interest, probably. Yeah. Real quick.
That's ridiculous.
Right. I know, right? Okay. Last ones here. We go through real quick. This is going to be just kind of what comes to the top. I just want you to think of what top of mind. We're just going to go through the bowl games, or the sort of the bigger bowl games today and tomorrow. You just tell me who you think is the sponsor, or whatever the name of the bowl game is. So we've already covered the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, and we've already covered Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. We covered this last week. Cotton Bowl, semifinal playoff game.
Is this the Goodyear Cotton Bowl?
You got that right.
No, wait, is it really?
It is the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Which, by the way, which I'm just going to tell you, I would not go with the Goodyear Cotton Tires. They are crap and they don't last very long. And when they get wet, it's really a mess. So Goodyear Cotton, not a good idea. The other semifinal today is the Orange Bowl.
See, I've always thought that this ought to be either the Sun-Kissed Orange Bowl or even the Sunny D Orange Bowl. I thought would be appropriate.
With orange in quotes.
Yes, the Sunny D Orange Bowl. It's orange adjacent.
Yeah.
I can't remember this one now.
Okay, so if you were getting ready to go to the game before you left the hotel, if Amy wanted to make sure that you had your tickets for the Orange Bowl, she might say, "Hey, Dewayne, what's in your wallet?"
It's the Capital One Orange Bowl.
There you go. It just rolls off the tongue. All right. Let's see. The game's tomorrow. Let's see. Oh, you've been to this one in Tampa.
The Outback Bowl?
Yep. And we've covered the Verbo Citrus Bowl. Fiesta Bowl.
Well, we kind of covered this before. At one point, it was the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Yep. And then it was the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. And now it's Enterprise Rental Car Fiesta Bowl. I don't know.
Oh, so close. You had it. It's PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I outthought myself.
Yep. The Sugar Bowl.
The C&H Sugar Bowl?
That would be good. It's not the answer.
No, it's not. I do not know this one, even though I probably should.
It doesn't represent one state. It represents.
It's the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Yep. Now we're playing password on here. And then the final one. The final guess here. We've talked about this one before, and I think the names have changed. Yeah, go ahead.
In honor of the late Betty White's also deceased husband, Alan Ludden, we're playing password.
All right. Last one.
Sorry.
For the top of the $64,000 pyramid, none of which will happen.
Password is.
Yes. The granddaddy of them all. Can you give me the full name, the full official name of the granddaddy of them all?
The Tournament of Roses Parade and Rose Bowl Game?
Well, that's not what ESPN has. What ESPN has listed is, it is the Rose Bowl Game presented by...
Brought to you by...
Yeah. Any guesses? Who's presenting the Rose Bowl Game?
I don't know.
Oh, see, this one's even trickier because it's not just a company, it's a product. Rose Bowl Game presented by Capital One Venture X.
Not just the company, but a product, and then they also sponsor another. No wonder I'm confused.
Yes. So there you go. Money well spent. On the other hand, we spent quite a bit of time on our highly rated podcast here, giving plugs to all of these companies. So I guess it is working.
Wow, I can't ring the bell on that one. Nope, not even close. So are you going to watch any of these bowl games? What are you watching this week?
Well, let's see. Upcoming, probably we'll watch the Rose Bowl. A team that I follow is in that game, so some interest there. This last week, we've watched a number of things. We finished watching Hacks on HBO Max. Boy, that is a good show. Like that's a really good show for just a variety of reasons. I can't recommend it enough. So good show. We were also told by Netflix that the Great British Bake Off or Great British Baking Show had new holiday episodes available. So we went and watched those. Interestingly enough, we went and watched them. It was a Christmas episode and a New Year's episode. They were new to Netflix, and they were from last year.
Oh.
So apparently it takes a while for them to ship the film from England. They probably used the postal service and it just got there. We were also watching Food Network's Holiday Baking Championship, and we watched that whole thing, and then we got to the end of it, and then it said, "Would you like to play season 8?" And Lisa and I looked at each other and went, "We just watched last year's." So apparently, anything to do with baking, we're a full year behind. American, British, doesn't matter. We're just reliving 2020 because it was so freaking awesome that we wanted to go back to that. And then the other one, because we're sort of to the part of there were some we were looking for stuff that we could watch but not have to like pay real close attention to, but just could kind of enjoy. On HBO Max, watching Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy, where he goes around Italy. And I don't did you mention this 6 months ago when it came out? I don't know, maybe not. It was on CNN originally, I think. He goes around Italy, and he's eating his way through Italy, explaining the culture and the history of Italy as expressed through their food, and why food from Italy is the way it is because of where it's grown and the people and circumstances and growing up under fascism and led to some of this. Anyway, it's some history, it's some culture, it's some food, and it's Stanley Tucci. And he Stanley Tucci walking around Italy. He's pretty good at this. So anyway, again, you don't have to pay super close attention. So this is what keeps happening. All right, we said we were going to do this. Do you want to go back and start watching Loki and really pay attention this time? How about we just watch the Italy thing? Okay, cool. It's a little easier to follow. Will there be a test at the end of this? No, let's watch this. I don't know. How about you? What are you guys watching?
We watched all 8 Harry Potter movies.
Ooh, okay.
Because there's a 20th anniversary Harry Potter thing tomorrow on HBO.
Oh, that's right. Yes. The Harry Potter reunion.
Yep. So you want to watch those? Sure, why not? And we started, and we just kept right on going.
Let me ask you this real quick. Now that you've been through the sets, did that change any of either change the way that you were looking at the film, or were you thinking, "Holy crap, I stood right there. I was right there. I was in that
on
place."
Several occasions. Every shot on that bridge, every shot with the blue car. That's the logo for this podcast.
We were in that. Yeah.
We're in that car. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. I also noticed that over the course of the series, Hagrid's hut kept getting further and further away from the castle, which I was confused about. So there was that. We watched the new Matrix movie.
Okay.
Fell asleep in the middle.
Dewayne gives it 2 snores.
Yep. Woke up near the end. Meh. It's all right. I didn't miss anything in the middle, apparently.
There's some computer stuff, some pills, a rabbit. I don't know. Oh, by the way, I forgot to put something on the list. Watched 2 nights ago, Disney Plus, the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yes. So we watched that the night of it came out. That's You know what? I think some of this, hey, we're gonna get a TV show. Like, this probably wouldn't be that great of a movie. It's gonna be an interesting TV show.
Found out how he got out of the Sarlacc.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, spoiler alert.
I don't know that that's much of a spoiler alert. If he doesn't get out of the Sarlacc, you don't have a show.
Although at one point I had to go around the house. I had to turn off, like, we still have some of our Christmas lights on. I had to turn off some of our Christmas lights because they were reflecting off of the TV, because apparently they don't own any lights on Tatooine. And the first 20 minutes of it is so dark that I couldn't see anything with the lights on. I turned it off and I went, "Oh, that's better." Now I can't see anything the way the director intended it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. I thought the pilot episode was pretty decent.
At one point, Lisa goes, "So what are those, ninjas?" And I'm like, "Well, at least they know parkour." Apparently, that's the thing on Tatooine.
And as you said, I think you said last week, they British shows do these Christmas episodes that are. I watched the Christmas episode of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, which is the first Christmas episode in a long time that did not have John Locke on it, who passed away this year. So, um, anyway, so I watched that this week because it came out. So there was that. How about anything else? Did you learn anything this week?
Yeah. So, I mean, this could have been in tech, but we're going to put it here what I learned. So, I'm fighting with my TV. So this isn't the part I learned, but I did learn. My TV and Apple TV that we watch stuff on goes to sleep, and sometimes it just doesn't come back. Just doesn't wake up. Just nothing. And I've been blaming the Apple TV for that. I go and unplug it or whatever. And last night, I finally figured out it's not the Apple TV. My Sharp Smart TV goes to sleep, and then it won't wake up again without being hard rebooted. So we're now to the point with smart stuff that my TV has to be rebooted, like a force reboot, so that it will show anything on the TV. That made me a little angry, and I'm thinking this whole smart stuff is going way too far. However, also we're watching an Apple TV last Sunday. We're watching an Apple TV, and if you watch an Apple TV, if you watch your video on Apple TV, you can go in there and you can pick your teams, and you can get sport. You can get there are jobs. Apple pays people. There is a place in Los Angeles that pays people to watch games, watch sporting events, and they write up things. Close game, down by 2, runner on second, and then they send it out, and then you can get notified on your phone, on your iPad, or on your Apple TV. We're watching the Broncos game, and a message comes up and says, Broncos in a close game. And Lisa goes, this thing's not very smart. We're literally watching the Broncos game, and it's telling us with a big banner, Broncos watching a close game. I want to jump over there. She goes, this thing's pretty stupid. And I was like, yeah, man, Apple just doesn't. And then I realized, wait a minute. Apple doesn't know what I'm watching. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm perfectly fine that Apple is telling me about a game that I'm watching, because that is either they're terrible at their stuff, which in some cases they are, but more than likely what that actually tells you is it is the only smart TV thing that isn't sending data back to Apple. So at that point, I realized this thing's pretty stupid. I like that. That's good. So here's what I learned. My Apple TV is stupid in ways. I mean, I knew it was stupid in certain ways, but it's now stupid in other ways that I actually find useful. So I'm very happy with it. How about you? What'd you learn?
So we talked about, it's end of the year. We talked about people that have passed away over the course of the year and whatnot. We just talked about Betty White and John Locke. Another football legend passed away this week. John Madden, who we knew as the voice of color commentary, right? Or as the namesake of a video game, right? And we're probably not old enough to remember him day in and day out as the head coach of the Oakland Raiders, right? That wasn't.
I think he stopped that in 1978.
Right. Do you know what his record was as the head coach of the Raiders?
I'm going to be real honest with you. I do not follow a lot of Raider history, so I'm going to say no.
Madden did not go into broadcasting because he was a terrible coach. He was 103 and 32 and 7 in 10 years. 75.9% win percentage. It is the highest coach in NFL history of any coach with more than 100 wins. And it's not even second place is not even close. He was, in his day, a fantastic football coach. And I did not realize that. I mean, I knew Boom, or I knew Turducken, or I knew, whoever goes on the cover of your video game gets hurt. Those things I all knew beforehand. But this week I learned that John Madden was, in his day, a really, really, really good football coach. So there you go.
At this point, I feel like I have to say something nice about an Oakland Raiders coach, and I don't think I'm allowed to. I don't think I physically can do that. So
don't force it.
I'm just going to be quiet.
The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. It's available on Incompetech.com under a Creative Commons Attribution license. You can subscribe to Talking to Todd on Overcast or Apple Podcast or Spotify or Podbean, wherever you want to get your pods. Just search Talkin'. And the number 2, no G, no space. We have a page on Facebook. You can tweet us on Facebook. You can tweet my imposter. You can, I don't know, whatever. You can check out our award-winning merch on Zazzle. You can leave us a voicemail at 515-ALSO-CPA. The support for the editing of this podcast was brought to you by Toddlers3187 and number 17. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. Thanks to our listeners, especially the new ones. Tell your friends. Send your feedback to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
Now that I didn't put these two dots together last Sunday, but I do realize as I was watching that Broncos game that they had to win to make the playoffs. And it was close and it wasn't looking good. Apple TV said, "Do you want to watch?" because it didn't know I was watching. On the other hand, at the exact same time, I got a text message from a church saying, "Are you into praying?" Now I know why that happened. Didn't work.
Well, that's a year. That wraps it up. On that note, we'll talk to you next week right here on Talking to Todd.
I screwed up the ending. Praying for a victory? That's
where the joke was.
That's where it was, somewhere down that road. And I did, yeah.